Okay, so today we're looking at a Kia engine, 3.3 liter. This particular one is a 2017. It's out of a Sorento. And I picked this up with a seized engine with the intention of rebuilding it completely. And I did, I was looking at pistons, crankshaft, oil pump, the works. Cam phasers, timing change, everything, a full rebuild. One thing you're going to want to do before you even consider this is to check and see if you have any issues with the block. In this case, it was just a spun bearing. I had a bad one. You see right here, it pretty much locked up onto that one. That was the rod. Anyway, when I get to the point where I'm putting the heads back on, I've been doing this for 4 decades, and this is a rookie mistake on my part. I completely didn't realize that there was a problem with this block with the threads pulling out of the block for the cylinder head bolts. So when I proceeded to put the heads back on and tighten them, on the first sequence, which is only around 15 foot-pounds, I ended up with this one pulling the threads right out. I mean, you have to do 15 and then I believe a 90 and a 90 degree again. To reach your torque value, pulled right out. So it was a sick feeling. I almost took a knee thinking about it. And then I found out, another one did, another one. I ended up with 5 or 6 altogether where, there's no way to torque these heads down. Talking to Kia, basically they consider the block junk after that happens and they replace it with a new engine. So that was not practical, so I did some research, licked my wounds and thought, how do I salvage this? So there is a company out of the US, and I think their kit is the best. I think it's Hun Solution, H-U-N or H-U-H-N solutions.com, and this particular one is Kia. They have a very comprehensive kit to install inserts, new thread inserts into it. It's not like a helicoil. It's much better than that. From the research I've done, this is a permanent fix. However, it takes approximately an hour per hole to do. That comes with a nice jig. It's lined up. You don't even have to be an experienced tech to do it, although it helps. But there's some testimonial there and some videos where guys doing their own work, DIYers, are making this happen and having a successful outcome. So I was considering that, at this stage of the game, it was very disheartening, but I thought I was going to check with Kia just to see if they, indeed had a repair kit. Like I said before, I found out they didn't. However, running the serial number, the VIN on this particular model, 2017, Kia has a campaign for this exact problem. And it runs from 2013 to 17 that I'm aware of in Canada. And this qualifies for a replacement block, brand new from Kia, much to my surprise. So unfortunately, they won't supply me with a new engine based on what I can show them. I have to reassemble it, put it back together, and they have to confirm these results themselves. And then they can get a replacement motor from Kia. So, 30 some hours of my time down the drain, but in the end, I end up with a new engine from Kia and, makes it, I think, a better car in the end with that new motor. Don't know if it's all updated or if it's the same engine that came out exactly, but either way, I'm very happy with being able to replace that and salvage this without having to use the inserts from the kit I showed you earlier. Yeah, so before you do anything, you're going to want to make sure the threads on that block are good. It sounds like there's probably somewhere in the 50 percentile or more chance that you're going to pull threads out while you're trying to retorque it, if you haven't had a leak already. Now, this is kind of a long story short, more of a long story, I guess. I'm coming into 5 minutes here. But this engine originally was denied a repair from Kia because they said that it was not maintained. The gentleman that owned it maintained it meticulously, and it got to the point where it was using oil so bad. The rings, these are the new pistons, but the oil rings were so clogged up. They weren't doing their job at all. This thing went through so much oil that it ended up ultimately failing. And again, he denied a new engine. However, 8-10 months after I bought this, because I had it sitting, intended to get to it, never did till now. And now they came out with, there's this campaign to replace the motor, because they know they had a problem, and thankfully they're dealing with it, at least that problem. So again, please make sure you check those head bolts before you start investing money into trying to rebuild, your 3.3. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll post another video soon.